Hey, good morning, everybody. Here we are, Mason DuPuy Hotel, New Orleans. Still no coffee. Gotta forgive me. Just got showered. Came over here for last night. Had an event at Gerald Peters' place about investing, stocks, real estate, but on the road to financial independence. We're about to leave the room, go get some breakfast, hopefully get a cup of coffee. So stay tuned. This is the hallway. And this used to be a textile factory years ago. And so this building's been around since, like, for my understanding, is close to 300 years, somewhere in there. Another reason to get into real estate. It'll be interesting to find out where we're going to go for breakfast, because I do like breakfast during the week. I normally don't eat it, but when I'm on vacation, screw it. All bets are off. I'm eating breakfast. Here we are, getting on the elevator. I think it was about 200 or something for the room last night. And there we are. And we got that. This is what New Orleans looks like at 8 o'clock in the morning. There definitely was a party. Those are residences right there. A lot of these buildings are 300-400 years old, so it's real estate is definitely here to stay. Last night, this whole street was filled. Bunch of guys wearing red dresses. It's like a festival they got going on up here. There's part of your skyline. I love this old architecture. Their roofs are a lot different here than they are in my town. This right here is a duplex. It's not real big, but it's a moneymaker, that's for sure. And no telling how long that building's been here. All your water meters, a lot of utilities are underground. Unfortunately, when something goes bad, they got to tear all this up. That's a very expensive roof right there. Those are clay tiles. Those are put on one at a time. Very time consuming, labor intensive, and expensive as well. Do you see that? It says coffee. There we go. Go in here. Well, maybe not. Maybe we're going to have to go around. They are hustlers right here now. Always tip your server, and we got some good coffee now. This is it, folks. This is the world famous Bourbon Street. That's where Mardi Gras happens at. You can definitely tell there was one heck of a party down here last night. Yeah, bourbon. And then we're at Toulouse. And we got lots of trash, lots of trash. Look at this old architecture. This place is just absolutely gorgeous. I'd like to spend a couple weeks here, but I certainly would not like to live here. Now, look at that. It was opened in 1859, and this structure is still standing. This has continued to put money in somebody's pocket since 1859. That's pretty very famous restaurant here in New Orleans. They don't open till 9. We might come back. That's definitely a hot spot for attractions right there. Tuesday. This is a world famous place right here. I imagine they'll come through with some big push brooms and just get a bunch of this stuff out of here. Get all this trash cleaned up. Extremely nasty. Very nasty around here right at the moment. It's mind-boggling to contemplate how much money was flowing on this street. You know, if you just took all of the money that was in circulate here and looked at it in a sense of opportunity, like what would it take to get $1 from every person that's walking around here, and how much would that have made? It's just pretty neat when you start looking at it in the sense of what are the opportunities, where do they lie? Beautiful gate right there, all iron, and then they got that security on top so people don't climb over. I just love that old architecture. Look at all that old wrought iron work right there. You just sure don't find that any longer on buildings. Just sleep wherever. And our restaurant is across the street. We're gonna go over there and get a bite to eat. That's a little delivery vehicle right there. That's way cool. We're definitely getting some hash browns and bacon. Now you all know this fat boy needs to eat for sure. There you have it. The Clover Grill did not disappoint. The food was good. It's kind of like a greasy Waffle House, big city flair. There's a guy passed out right beside me. He came in and got a coffee or something, then kind of went to sleep right there at the counter and everything like that. And that's the cool thing about places like New Orleans is that stuff happens all the time and it's just business as usual. So it's pretty cool, you know. I mean, if you expect everything to be a certain way, prim, proper and everything like that, this is definitely not the city for you. That big tall building right there, we're gonna go down and check it out. There's something about it, I don't know what it is, but I just looked at it, it's drawing me to it. So we're gonna walk down there and take a look at it. Now you see, this little doorway will go in between these two buildings, and you can see a building back there, but there's like a courtyard in the middle of all of these. And there's units back there, and see like this right here, and especially during Mardi Gras, they're gonna close that off. These people will either leave town or stay inside their place for about 5 or 7 days, because if you open it, what ends up happening, see, this is a prime location right there. That's somebody actually has a parking spot, their own personal parking spot, where they're not on the street right there. They protect that. And see what I mean? There's a courtyard. It's amazing, all of this space right here, because man, they could be stacking 3 or 4 units right in there. But this is real estate, folks. I know you hear me harp on it all the time, but that's a duplex right over there. These have been here for hundreds of years, and they continue to put money in people's pockets. This is absolutely beautiful. All that wrought iron is just a thing of the past. We just don't do it anymore because it costs so much. Now this street is much cleaner. You can definitely tell they've cleaned it, and there was not as much partying going on this way, so. You know me with my construction and everything. I like coming in by and looking at the renovations that are going on. That's a pretty big place right there. That's going to be definitely something along the multifamily line. That roof is in bad shape. They're definitely going to be replacing it. That's going to be an expensive endeavor, but there's no telling. That might be $1 million, $1.5 million property here. They barely got enough room to get in there. They got a walk board so they can maneuver around on it and everything. Got this little courtyard, and then you actually got another door back there, so they got like double security here. But you can see back there, there's a number of units that you have access to going through there. I'm about to call and find out what a one-bedroom is for here.
Which is pretty good. Like a motor scooter. Got a double battery on.
Some cool art. One thing to notice about real estate, the further you get away from the higher values, the more parking you start to see because the value is less, in the sense that, generally speaking, where you have the more parking, the real estate is not as valuable. Yes, that was a police car right there. And so you're starting to see a lot more parking in parking areas. Pretty cool sidewalk right here with the slate. Don't see that real often. Some more of the architect around here. Nice balcony up there. Here we are. We're back at the world famous Bourbon Street. They had the red dress going on. It's a fundraiser. And so we're gonna head this way back to Toulouse Street. There's a courtyard with a bar. Pretty cool. Look at that, 1762. All right. There's a piece of real estate that has made money since 1762. All kinds of stuff. Look at that. Is that awesome or what? Not haunted. I wonder if the price goes down. See, they got that access down that way. That guy's working on Sunday. That's a pretty cool house. They got parking right here. Talk about prime real estate. You could build a whole nother place right here that would generate revenue. See, I got excited talking about that. Hey, we just circled around the block. We're back at the Clover Grill where I just ate at. So we're gonna have to turn down and go that way. We're about to catch up with Gerald, and then we're gonna go to have breakfast with another investor from Texas. That was Gerald. He's coming playing his harmonica. See if we can make some money by the time we get to breakfast. What's happening, man?
What's up, man? Too early.
You gonna try to make some money for breakfast this morning with that harmonica in your hand?
I'll play for a few bucks.
We're headed for breakfast with Carlos from Houston. They just bought an 8-plex, and the whole numbers and everything like that's just incredible the way it turned out for him and everything. But he's almost will end up with about $500,000 in equity on that deal because he took on a problem that somebody else had that others were not willing to do anything about. And that's when you smell the money, folks, is when you take on the problem. Here we are. We're down on Canal Street. Gerald, what direction do we need to go? Give me some direction in life. Stock tips, no problem. Real estate, no problem. How to get to the cafe, problem. And there we are, the Ritz-Carlton, so we can put on the Ritz right there.
Amazing.
You just don't see buildings like that any longer. This architecture is just absolutely incredible. I think there's a casino around here somewhere. I can feel it in my bones. Y'all help me out. There's got to be a casino around here somewhere. Gerald, is there a casino close by?
Right there.
Oh, see, I felt it. I felt it. It was like a premonition. Yeah, it was like somebody that felt the ghost but didn't see the ghost. Check out this. We have an outside living room going on. And we're take a view of the river here. Let's see if we can see any alligators. Nope, no alligators. A lot of rain. That's the way to clean up after a party, everybody. You're going big, you're doing it big. Uh-oh, I'm being followed. Doing well. So I'm just going to wrap up everything that happened here in New Orleans. Met a lot of great people, some people getting started on their investing journey towards financial independence. It was awesome to hear. Had a guy named Garrett. He had a contract on some property, got accepted. That was phenomenal. Heard Carlo talk about his 8-plex that he's got in Houston. It's 2 separate buildings, 4 units in each one, and he's going to end up with close to $500,000 in equity in each one of those buildings once he's done with it. Big moral or a big point about that story is that Carlo took problem that nobody else would take, and that's how he made his money with this and everything. And so a lot of times the gold is not necessarily where we think that it should be or what we envision it to be. It's going to be somewhere else, and we just have to have an open mind to be able to see what can happen with something, just as he did, you know. So that was phenomenal to hear. And I heard some people that, you know, are doing their research and looking to see, you know, what they want to start getting into and what they're going to start doing. And a couple of people had a few properties that they had started out with. And so it's been a great weekend all in all. Got to spend some time with my buddy Gerald and talk. And the biggest thing that I took away was talking with Carlo, or actually when Gerald was interviewing him, and he said, my goal is 1,000 houses. And I was like, how would I do things differently if I was trying to get 1,000 houses? What would I do differently? And I'm working on a list, and we're going to put that into effect. And so these things, folk, I'm here to tell you is that the nugget that you're going to get, whatever it is that you take away, you have no idea where it's going to come from, but a closed mind, you're never going to get it. That's for sure, okay? The second thing I hear people talk about all the time, you know, well, I don't want to spend the money on a coach. I don't want to go to a seminar. I don't want to do this. I get it, okay? But the thing is that I honestly believe you're robbing yourself, you know, and you'll get something out of it. Trust me, every time. So pay the money, show up, sit down, listen, take a notebook, take some notes and everything. You're going to get something out of it. I hope that you have a wonderful day. If I can be of any help, just reach out and we will talk at you later.